What's up, man? Look, if you found this fucking channel, you found this fucking video, I imagine it's because your back fucking hurts. And I'm gonna tell you something that, a chiropractor and a doctor, I'm gonna tell you some shit they're not gonna tell you, is that there is no stretch. I'm sure, like, in your search, of videos, when you found this video, you probably saw 20 other videos where there was a guy saying these three stretches to help relieve back pain and shit like that. And being someone who's hurt their back multiple times, okay, I want to share my experience with you because all those channels are going to tell you a bunch of shit that's going to get you into trouble if you just immediately hurt your fucking back, okay? So the first thing that happens when you hurt your back, you get a little bulge going on. You fucking, and it's always something stupid, right? You bent over wrong, you did something wrong, like you just did something, and now your body's making you almost retrain because you can't squat down and pick something up without bending your knees now, right? And that is your body protecting itself, all right? Your body doesn't want to go through that again, so it's like you don't have the option of leaning forward when your back hurts. You can't touch your toes. You can't do a bird dog. You can't do shit. You can, and it's like I remember the very first time I hurt my back. The very first time I hurt my back, I was like in tears with one of my employees, and I was telling him like I don't know if I'm ever gonna work out again and all this shit, and like those are real feelings, okay? Like I felt very depressed, but those are just temporary feelings. I've hurt my back so many times now that I know the pain really well. And the first and only thing you can really do is just rest. That's literally it. Like your body is doing this to you, so you will just sit the fuck down. Like and so anything that you do that recreates that pain, you want to stay away from that because that's just gonna make it worse over and over and over. And I'll try to keep this video really short, but that is my advice, okay? Like it takes for me, I'm pretty healthy. I go running a lot. I exercise a lot. I kick the heavy bag. I fucking box. I do everything, right? So, like, I'm very active. And so, for me, it takes me a solid week before I'm not really noticing it as much. But it's still there usually. If I barely hurt my back, if I just got a little tweak, then a week and I'm good and I'm back to normal. If anything more than like a little tweak, like I actually kind of fucked myself up this time and I like had to lay around for the first 2 or 3 days, I'm probably going to be feeling this for the next 2 to 3 weeks, okay? But it's just about not recreating that pain again. So like, let's say that, I'm assuming just, I don't know the demographic of the world, but for here in America, most people are not in the best of shape and they don't care about that shit until their back hurts or until they catch cancer or until something happens, and then they're like, oh my god, like I'm so healthy now, I want to be so healthy, I want to hit the gym, and shit like that. And that's fine, that's fucking fine. I'm okay with that, but I wish that it wasn't so. I wish that people would take care of themselves from birth. Like I just got lucky and I realized that this is my car and I need to be able to drive it. So let's say that you're overweight and that you hurt your back. A doctor is a doctor for a reason, right? They want to make money usually. It's like I don't know anybody ever that's like I want to be a doctor to help people. It's always like I want to be rich, I want to be wealthy, I want to have a secure life. Understandable, but these people are here to make their money, right? And the more you come see them, the more they're going to make their money. And so like, yes, of course there are instances like, where you must go to a doctor. But being somebody who's hurt their back a bunch and gone that route also, I've never went to a real fucking doctor where they like x-rayed me and shit, but that first time I hurt my back, I wanted to. But I've been to many chiropractors, many sports doctors, things like that. And, the chiropractors like to call themselves sports doctors a lot. And, like, and so I just know my limits with these kind of things, And so I don't go to the doctor. And this last time where I hurt my back, like I'm only like a week out, let's say a week, 2 weeks out almost of hurting my back, and I'm good now. I can tattoo again. You know, I don't know how long I can tattoo, but I can tattoo again. So I went to a chiropractor on Friday the 13th, right before, because that's a big day for us. And so the day before, I went to a chiropractor. You know, he rubbed me down, all that shit. You know, and like that felt really good. You know, like I felt good after that. But then he tried to adjust me, and I like, you know, and I'm like cautious. I don't let them adjust my neck. I never let those people touch my neck because like I'm just not comfortable with that, and I don't like it. You know, and from my own personal experience of someone who popped their neck a lot, it's like once you start that, it becomes a habit. You know what I mean? And so like I know it doesn't really do anything for me. My neck used to hurt all the time when I was popping it all the fucking time. You know what I mean? And then I quit popping it, and bam, what do you know? My neck quit fucking hurting. Like, imagine that. And so I don't let him do that. But he did try to put me on my side, and I was telling him, you know, like I know a lot about like, you know, mobility stuff. So like I'm telling him, and he's like, yeah, you do know all the stuff to do. And I'm like, because I was telling him about the different tests I was doing, you know, and where it was hurting and shit. And so he adjusted me on one side, crack, fine. But the hurt side, he tried to adjust me on that side, and like I don't think my body would let him, you know, like follow through with it. I think I was resisting without knowing it, you know, because like what happens when you get that bulge is all the muscles around that tighten the fuck up. Everything tightens the fuck up. It lights the fuck up. It works overtime to keep you from fucking falling apart. You know what I mean? To keep you from splitting in half. The human body is so fucking amazing and beautiful like that. And so he couldn't pop me on the one side, but this made me realize, like, you know, like I need to make this video again. I've made a few videos before, and in one of my other videos before, like I hurt my back, and I don't remember how I hurt my back. I can't tell you. But I know that I laid on a foam roller. I didn't roll on the foam roller, but I just laid on the foam roller. Like I laid it on the ground. I laid over. This is my body. This is my head. I'm looking up. This is my feet. I'm like they're facing up. So I had this at my lower back, and I just would spend time right there. And like I think it helped a lot because I think my spine just sucked that thing right back into it. But I don't fucking know. Like I'm not a doctor. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt, but I don't believe these people are here just to help you. And so, like, I wanted to make a video, no sponsors, no nothing, no fucking followers, honestly. And just to say that you just need to rest. Like, trust me, man, I've figured this shit out. Like, you do. If you have the luxury where you don't have to be at your job hurting yourself, then, man, take it. Take it. I'm very lucky because I'm a tattoo artist. So I just came to work and I laid around, you know, like, and I didn't do any tattoos that whole week. And that sucked because I had people that wanted things, but I just like, I know how to make this go away fast. And so I just kind of would go from my chair to laying on this table that this fucking computer's on filming me now. Okay. And so I would just do that back and forth every time, you know, and I would go on long walks and I would just go to sleep at night and not like do anything crazy. And I didn't stretch. I think that's the hardest part for someone like me is that like, I didn't stretch because like I want to stretch really badly, but I know that it's just going to make it worse. So I don't know, man, that's just my personal advice on low back pain. You know, like I've dealt with it so many times. I think the last time I sheared a disc just because of the action that I was doing. I kind of know when. A lot of the times I wouldn't know what I was doing exactly when it happened. This time I knew exactly. Like I knew exactly when I stood up. I was like, oh, that's just that feeling. It's just that feeling like where you can't fucking breathe almost, you know? Like it's so horrible. But it just takes rest. I would go between a heating pad and not. One time I did an ice bath when my back hurt, and it made it so much fucking worse. So much worse. I even bought an inversion table this last time because I was like kind of desperate, you know, just to try to get it. But I knew that hanging from my spine right after an injury like that is probably not a good idea. So I should have like, you know, like made a video like, you know, but I'm just a guy in a fucking tattoo shop. I'm a real person. I'm a real fucking person. I'm not some, you know, like they didn't have this kind of shit when I was in school. I'm like a little older, so they didn't have fucking computers. But I wish I would have made a video where I said, number one, do this. Number two, do this. But that's not me, guys. So maybe get out your notepad, watch the video again, and just know that I do this because like I've tried it and I know it works, man. I know it works. Just rest. Just rest. If you can avoid doing anything strenuous, mowing the yard, whatever, avoid it. But if you can find yourself starting to do stuff, I just walked around the house squatting down all day long to pick up fucking socks and shit my kids leave everywhere. And like, so that like I was trying to get exercise at the same time, but I didn't want to like work out or anything like that. I just wanted to rest as much as I could. So I took a whole week off of working out. How if you do work out and you hurt your back, you know how that fucking feels. That's miserable. That's fucking miserable. But now it's the second weekend. I've been working out all week, body weights only. Not doing anything with like heavy weights at all. I'm gonna give that probably like 2 or 3 weeks at the most. But even then I probably won't be back to the weight I was at for a little bit. It's just like I'm just gonna feel it out. I'm gonna listen to my body. But your body is asking you to rest. And slowly, over the next fucking week, right, or whatever, slowly you're gonna feel little different movements coming back to you. You're like, oh, I can do this again. I can do this again. I can do this again. But it's gonna be slow, and it's gonna be like every day you're gonna notice a new thing. You're like, all of a sudden one day you're gonna bend over at the waist and pick up a fucking sock or whatever. There must be socks everywhere at my house, right? Because I keep mentioning that. And we don't even wear socks. My kids, they like put them on for like 10 minutes, take them off. And but you're gonna find yourself doing a little bit more if you take my advice. If you don't take my advice and you go to a chiropractor, hopefully he's a good guy, man. I've never been to a chiropractor that has a mirror in their office, and so for that fact alone, I'm just like, because I've had them tell me, oh, one of your shoulders is higher than the other, or one of your hips is lower than the other, and it's like, I had one guy telling me that about my shoulders, and I was like, oh, really? And he's like, you don't see? And I'm like, he's looking me in my fucking face right here. Like, he's right here. And he's touching my shoulders going, you can't tell? And I'm just like, what? Bro, there's no fucking mirror in here. That's how I know those people are quacks. And I'm sure I do have an imbalance in my shoulders because I like to do this. You know what I mean? But I'm glad he made me aware of it because I kind of fixed it myself. But those people that like, come on, they're charlatans, man. They're charlatans. But I would avoid those people, and I would avoid spine surgery if you don't have to have it. Like I feel like I hear more. I know a few people that have like fused discs, and like, I guess they seem to be happy, but they're not like in shape at all. They don't even work out usually. So I don't know what's going on there. You know what I mean? And I think like my whole rest method comes from my 3-year-old, one of my kids. He's not 3 anymore, but he hit me in the knee with a wooden sword. Like, I was laying on the floor, and he came running in the room, and I just happened to lift my knee up in time to block it from hitting me in the chest. And my knee turned into a fucking titty. Like, I had a big fucking boob growing off this bitch, and it was just fucking water or something in there. I never fucking popped it because I was too scared. And but I just had this big old titty sticking off my knee, and everybody's like, you need to go to a doctor. You need to go to a doctor. And, like, I had this thing on me for, like, 6 months to a year probably. I honestly didn't pay attention. It just went away one day. Like, I saw it getting smaller over time, and as it was getting smaller, I was like, God damn it. I should have made an Instagram for this fucking knee. You know what I mean? Like, I should have capitalized on this. This is fucking crazy. So anyway, but the things that I've learned in my life are, if you have a good mind and you can really think through your problems, and like, I have gotten a lot of benefit out of using YouTube, but the only thing I've never come across is somebody saying, hey man, the only thing you can do is rest. Because literally that's the only fucking thing you can do when you have a back issue, a back bulge or whatever. Like, you don't need somebody to go in there and fuse your shit together. You just need to stop going so hard, bro. You, that's it. That's it. And even if you're not going hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just need to not recreate that pain for like at least a week to two. You know? And I promise you, come back, leave me a comment if you think about me and you think, damn, this guy's stupid video made me like actually fix my back. Like, man, just let me know, you know? If you fucking rest and shit doesn't change at all, then fucking please let me know too, you know? And I'll tell you you're fucking stupid or something. Like, I don't know, but like, that is what has worked for me. I've tried all the other routes also, besides seeing a fucking doctor, you know? They just want to cut you open. So, alright. I hope you guys have a great day. If you made it this far in my video, in this fucking nonsense rant I just went on about back pain, then, man, I love you. It's a birthday. It's somebody's birthday today.